Hi there, it's Diane Evans with StampinWithDiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator. So if this is one of your first times joining me on my YouTube channel, I welcome you. I love it when I have new people viewing my YouTube. But also, if you'd like to see more of my types of videos, do make sure that you subscribe down below and hit that button, and then you'll get notified every time that I upload a new video. So today, I was challenged to actually do a masculine card, and I played with this Soar Confidently stamp set quite a few times, but nothing really came to me that I wanted to do. And then when I remembered a very, very old technique, it's called Retiform, I thought this would work perfectly with it. So we are going to learn, or not learn, we might relearn. The technique is called Retiform. So I'm using Sahara Sand, Misty Moonlight, and of course I'm using my basic white here. So make sure that you stick to the end of my video, because I'll show you another one that was actually more on the feminine side of what I've done here. So I've got these already mounted. I'll just put this over to the one side there. And I'm going to try to use these. I think these brushes, these blending brushes, just might be a little too big to blend. But if not, I've got my sponge daubers to work with that. And the two colors that we're actually using today are Sahara Sand and Misty Moonlight. So I am going to go get started on this. And I'm bringing in just a piece of cardstock, scrap cardstock, you might just say. And I'm going to be using also some Post-it notes. So you definitely need to have Post-it notes for this type of a project. So what I have to do is I have to decide what sentiment I want to put on here. I had done one card, and this is the card that we're going to make with a few variations. I had done Soar Confidently in Your Own Sky, but I think I'm going to go to A Wonderful Man. I think that's a really nice sentiment to use for a masculine card, obviously. Okay, so I do have some Misty Moonlight, so I'm just going to stamp that up and see that I've got that straight. So I'm going to put my sentiment down about here. Jeez, I hope that's straight. Okay, so right about there. And I want to make sure that that's on there first. And the reason being for that is because we're now going to start doing the card around there. So I'm also going to need my Sahara Sand as well. And I'm using the trays in here is how I use the blending brushes. So I'm just going to go in, and I think what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to start putting some grids on here. And like I say, I'm going to try to do it with the blending brushes. So I just go in here and I use my lid part there. And we're just going to go in and lightly go like this. This will probably work for the first little bits, but we may find that we need to change it up a little bit. And then I'm also putting some shading on here of the Misty Moonlight as well. Just going to give it a bit of differentiation. So you can see I've got it. It's actually working quite well to begin with. So let's see how this is going to work as well. So I'm going to come up to that corner and I'm going to go down to there. Now, because I don't want any sort of stuff to go over the other side here, I am going to, and I think I'm going to have to bring in my other Post-it notes. They seem to work better than these ones do. So I'm just going to use my Post-it notes, and I'm just going to put them like here. And we want to make sure that we're covered up to here. Now I'm going to be doing all of this sponging to begin with. And then that's going to give me kind of a basis of how I can put on the stamps itself. And this is a bit of this whole process is a bit of it's a little picky, but it's not a bad. I remember when I first learned this, and I have to say that it's got to be almost 15, 16 years ago, that I wasn't really taken with this technique. But you know what? I find that it's actually, I think because of the way that I'm doing it now, it's better. And we're just going to put a bit of that blue on this side there. All right, so let's see what we've got going there. So we've got that, we've got that. Now, we want to also, let's see, I think I'll put one over here. So I want to make sure, like I say, that I've got this right up to the line. And this one's a big one, but you'll see that we're going to actually make this a smaller one as we go. And I'm also going to put some along this edge here, and also along this edge. And I'm going to go in again with the blue. We don't want to have these kind of block. I guess it's kind of like a just a rub circle. So what you want to do is you start off the paper when you're doing this. And then we'll just go along here. And then also along this part as well. Okay, so that's quite a big area that we've just done, but that's going to work just fine. So now what I want to do is I also want to go along this part as well. So I could use the Post-it notes, but I've got this piece here, so we're just going to go ahead and use that. Have you tried these blending brushes? They are absolutely fantastic. They're such a beautiful soft bristle to them, I find, and they wash out so nicely. You just, it's amazing. I keep brushes dedicated like to a neutral color, to blues and to reds, but not that I really have to. And you can see I've got a little bit more blue on those other ones, so let's just go back in there and just put a tiny bit more of the blue. You don't want a lot on there. There we go. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to start taking, I want to make sure I've got big enough images for certain ones. The other one that I am going to show you in a bit is really kind of neat how I've, because it's got smaller images. So I'm just going to go like this. And then again on here. So you kind of work in a way that it, that it's kind of in a way that you can do minimized on some of the coloring. So let's see. I think we'll go up this way as well. Like so. And let's put some blue on there. Like I say, this part seems to be a little bit more tedious, but once you see the effect of this, it really is quite a neat technique. You got to keep in mind the types of images that you're actually putting in here. You want to make sure that they're big enough, and then you also want to make sure that you've got kind of a small enough sort of type thing on there. So I'm going to go from here down to there, and I think that's all the images that I'm going to do. So I want to make sure, let's see, I'm just going to stick this along here because I don't really want that part to get colored. So, and let's put this right to the corner down there. And like I say, I think on my other one I went too small on some of the images on the original card that I did. So that's why I'm kind of trying to keep a little bit more images on here. And let's go in with the blue as well. And some lines are darker than the others and some are lighter. Okay, so we've got that like that. And if I decide I want to add some more, I guess I could. So now this is where we want to do our stamping. So I'm going to actually close these up so that I get nice even parts of the stamping. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll start at the top. So I'm just going to take this and put that right along that line there. I'm going to take another piece. I'm going to put it along there. But I also want to make sure that I get this piece up at the top. See, this is not going to be like the other card that I did at all. So now these are my images. So I think I might put the airplane up here is what I think might be. We're not going to get the full airplane, so we have to decide what part of the airplane that we want. So I kind of want here, I'll do this like this, and then I'll show you how that works. So there it's like that. And now we've taken that part off. So it's only showing that particular part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with this piece here. And I want to have a piece across here. And also this small piece here. So we're not going to get much of an image on this particular one. But we are going to get some sort of an image. And I'm going to go in with this, geez, what do they call this? It's not a hot air, it's a, oh good heavens, it's missing. I'm losing it. I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me after I do this video. All right, so there we've got that one. Now what we want to do is, I think I'm going to go in here. And let's do this part over here. Now, we could do different colors of blue, but I think I'm going to stick to mainly those colors of the Misty Moonlight with that. Now, I just want a tiny bit here. And I'm going to do a second generation up here. Oh, you know what? I did have a mask. You know, I'm going to go in and I'm going to quickly do a mask in this one. Off to this side, I think. So I just want to go in and kind of mask it. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking this piece here. Do it like that. And then I'm going to put this right here. And then I'm going to take this and ink it up again. And then we're just going to stamp off once. And then I want this balloon to go up there a bit. We'll see how that looks. I'm not sure. I didn't do it on my other ones. So there we go. All right. So we've got those going. Now I'm going to have to put, I'm going to bring this one down here. Another one over here. Now, if we wanted to, we could put some more words in there. We could do anything like that. Let's see, we're bringing another one. Remember, if any of these stamps are going to touch or hit into any of those other portions, we want to make sure that we've got the good and covered. So I might go ahead and cover this as well so that it doesn't show that part. And then I'm going to come back in with this one. And I think we're going to have to use this one. Now I'm wondering if maybe, is that a dark enough color? Or should I maybe come in with the soft suede? Maybe the soft suede would be a good color to put in there. Let's take a look. Yeah, soft suede will be good. So now I'm going to get most of that in there. I'm hoping I'm not ruining this by putting soft suede on it. I think it'll be okay. So let's just put a soft suede. Blimp. It's a blimp. That's what it is. All right. And now, let's see, I think we'll put a plain in this part here as well. We might put the back end of the plain on it. But you can see, if you have smaller images, it's better to have some smaller images on the stamp that you're going to use, because it gives you more of a variety of what you can use there. Am I still within the camera there? And then let's do another one here. Right here. And let's see, we did that in, I'm going to, what color did I do this in over there? Okay, let's go in with the blue. And let's put this part of the plain. There we go. All right, so now we have a little bit here. We're going to have to put the blimp on this one. I can see that right now. Like I say, it would be better, and you'll see in that last one that I do, that it works quite well. We're going to use the blimp, and I think we're going to use this soft suede again. And you know what? Like, what did I put the blimp up here with? Can't remember. And there was another one I did here. I think I'll put just the bottom part of the blimp in there. There we go. All right, now this is quite a big one. So that would be really good for the hot air balloon. And I think what we'll do is we'll use a mask again with the hot air balloon. I think we'll do the hot air balloon in 2 colors. Now there's a separate one there. So let's just, no, is that a separate one? Ooh, that's there as well. Okay. So, trying to see what colors are on here. Let's go back with the blue. And we're just going to have one portion of it. There we go. This is going to have, we're going to have to come in with this one, but I think I'm going to work with this bigger piece down here. Let's see. I'm going to put the plain down in this corner down here. We're going to do the plain, actually. I think we'll do it in the soft suede. We're just going to do it in the middle. And I didn't even check to make sure that it was upright. That was scary. And now we're going to put the hot air balloon right in here. I've got to think of something right there. I probably should have just gone down with the hot air balloon. So, what did I say? The hot air balloon. And we're going to do it in the soft suede. There we go. Now we're going to have to put something in blue down there. And you know what? I think the plain is... I'll put the blimp there, but we'll put the plain right here. Like I say, you kind of have to figure out how you want to do this. Like I say, it's a little fiddly, but I really like the effect of it. I think there we go. There. Now, what color should that plain be? Didn't check that up. Blue. I think blue is right up above it, but that's okay. We can do it in the blue as well. We want to make sure that we clean that off because that was in soft suede. So I'm going to put it kind of like that. And now I have that one little piece that's right in this part here. And you know what? I'm wondering if I could use the hot air balloon in there. I think we'll use the blimp. And we're just going to put this little guy down there. There we go. So there's our card. And it looks like I should have a little bit of blending there and there. So I'm just going to actually just blend this as well. And a tiny bit of the blue. Not going to get much on there. So there's what we've got for our Retiform. And now what we want to do is we want to put it onto our card, and I want to embellish it. Now, how do you embellish a masculine card? I am going to use ribbon, but I'm going to use ribbon and twine, and I'm hoping that that's going to look okay. So I've got my twine, and I've got my Misty Moonlight ribbon because I'm using Misty Moonlight on there. And I think what I'm going to try to do is just maybe just put this around. Put it around and then wrap it around twice, I think. We're going to give it a try anyways. We'll see how that looks. So I always, when I put my ribbon on or any twine or anything like that, I always use my tear and tape. And we'll just do that there. My take a pick tool. I've got a real mess going for me here. But like I say, this is, you saw the thought process. And I found it really helped my stampers knowing what I was thinking when I was doing the actual card, because if I had just shown them how to do it without my thought process, some of them were saying, well, why would you do it that way? And the reason I did stuff was because I showed you in the video, in this video, how I actually did it and why I did it. So that kind of helps a little bit. All right, so that's a little crooked. And then I'm just going to bring this twine around. And that'll kind of, sort of, let's see. Let's just tie it around that ribbon. I think we'll take it. You know, if you don't get this tight enough, I'm going to show you a way that you can actually, doesn't really show that much, but let's see how that's going to look. Yeah, that'll look okay. Whoops, I stuck it down because I did that. Okay, so I'm going to show you something in here in just a second. So I want this to come up here. Now it's a little loose, so what we're going to do is I'm going to come onto the back to make sure that it's tight. So I'm just, whoops, got to cut that off. And just to make so it's tight, I'm just using a piece of the tear and tape, and I'm just pulling it up so it's tight. And that's going to give it so that it looks even on the other side. I know that's cheating, right? But that's how I make it so it looks fairly taut on the front. There we go. And we don't want a bow, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a haircut. And now we're going to put that onto the card. I think that just adds a bit of masculinity to it. So I've got some Misty Moonlight, and let's just go and put that onto the card. Like that. And then I have, and I will give you measurements, they'll be on my blog, but I do have some Sahara sand, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm just going to come in with my bone folder and get that good and scored up. And let's go ahead and put that on there. excuse me, I like the way that that turned out better with the ribbon. I think that's a better way of it showing on there. I do have one other piece that I don't know if it's going to work on this card. Another embellishment sort of thing. So let's take a look at it. Excuse me. So we have these metallic pearls. And I thought, well, silver, of course, is going to go with this. So let's just see if it's going to work. Be really careful when you do take these out of a package. They tend to fly all over the place. So let's just see if that's going to work. They look like they're almost a misty moonlight is what's happening with that. And you know, and I'm going to keep this, I'm going to do something a little unorthodox, is I'm going to keep these all down in this portion down here because I don't want it up in the upper part. That'll work. I could put another 2 on there to give it a little bit of an even thing. But there we go there. I hope you like that. Like I say, if you do like that, give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, if you have any questions about this particular technique, by all means, ask them on there. I do go into the YouTube comments. And also, if you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I have a very generous reward program. And I also give out free tutorials each and every month. I happen to have 3 on the go for this month, or for the month of March. So at that point, I may reach out and say, which one would you like? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, give me the thumbs up. Anyways, have a great day. Bye for now.